Welcome to this video about Lilith, a mysterious and enigmatic figure in mythology and religion. Lilith is known as the first woman created by God, just like Adam, but her story is much more complex and fascinating than that of her male counterpart. According to legend, Lilith defied God's designs and was expelled from paradise, becoming a symbol of evil and the dark side of divinity. In this video we will explore the story of Lilith, her origins, her significance and her influence on popular culture. Are you ready to discover the secrets of Lilith? Let's get started. The story of Lilith is one of the most fascinating in mythology and religion. Its origin is found in Jewish folklore. Based on Mesopotamian traditions, Lilith is considered the first woman who existed on earth, the first wife that God gave to Adam, prior to the existence of Eve. Her story is so enigmatic that it is not reflected in the biblical scriptures. According to the legend, Lilith made the decision to leave Eden by her own conviction and then moved to live in the Red Sea, where she converged with the archangel Samael, who became her lover as well as other demons. Sometime later, Lilith would become a demon who became famous for her wickedness. Another of her stories indicates that this demon in the form of a woman joined with men with the intention of engendering several children whom they called the group of the Lilim. The way to procreate them was by taking the men's semen, which they spilled unintentionally while they were sleeping. Lilith physically had the appearance of a very beautiful woman, often carrying elongated wings. The origin of Lilith could be found in the stories of Lilitu and Ardid Lili, two female demons belonging to the Mesopotamian culture, who are closely linked to the evil spirit of Lilu. Within the names that make up the family of demons appears the word Lil, which has several implicit meanings among which are wind, air, and also spirit. It is said that the belief of this diabolical creature was brought by the Jews who were exiled inside the city of Babylon. The name was adapted to the phonetics of the Hebrew Lilith, which in turn was associated with the Hebrew paronym Layla, meaning night. Thus, Lilith became a symbol of evil and the dark side of divinity. Let us begin by mentioning that the first written reference we have about Lilith is found in the Epic of Gilgamesh, found in present-day Iraq. In that writing, Lilith is referred to as a demon, who takes the form of a serpent, and who dwells in a willow tree guarded by the goddess Anath on the banks of Euphrates. In the tablet it says the following: among its roots, the serpent that knows no rest, Lilith, had placed her nest. In its cloak, the bird of the tempest, Anzu, had placed her brood. In the center Lilith built her house. Gilgamesh wielded his axe and among the roots of the tree struck the serpent that knows no rest, and in its top he robbed the bird of the tempest of its young, and the bird had to flee to the mountain. Gilgamesh destroyed the house of Lilith, and scattered its debris. He cut down the tree by the roots, struck its top, and then the people of the city came to cut it down. He gave the trunk to the shining Anath to make himself a bed and a throne. If we can think about this text, it may indicate that the cult of Anath evicted the cult of Lilith. Lilith also encompassed the three planes of the universe, and is that in the underworld is represented as a snake, on earth is represented as a woman, and in heaven, it does as a bird. Once banished, Lilith survived in two ways: as a minor deity, female demon, spirit of the underworld related to darkness and sorcery, and, secondly, in the physical characteristics of Anath herself, in addition to her attributions as a fertility deity. In addition, in this representation the importance of the color red is pointed out. It is linked to the symbolic and magical power of blood, such as menstrual blood and therefore fertility. I hope you are liking the video. Now we will see the Hebrew myth about Lilith, but first do not forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell. Now let's continue. Let's start with the phrase that appears in the book of Genesis: and from the rib that God took from man, he made a woman, and brought her to man. This that relates the book of Genesis on the biblical creation of the first woman on earth refers to Eve, but a widespread rabbinical interpretation considers that the reference of the previous verse that says, according to a Jewish tradition, Lilith is that woman ancestor of Eve, and that, once away from Adam, became a demon that abducts children. In their cribs at night, and an incarnation of evil beauty, as well as the mother of adultery. But beyond this Hebrew story, the origin of the myth of Lilith seems to have Sumerian roots, specifically in Mesopotamia. According to the British archaeologist Campbell, there was a group of female demons derived from the creature Lilitu, which are Lilu, Lilitu and Ardit Lili. They had characteristics that corresponded to a mythological being, since they were half human and half divine. Among their abilities they used seduction and eroticism, and as it was logical the night was their natural habitat. All these characteristics are similar to what we know as vampires, derived from the word wind or spirit. This tradition later passed to the Jewish culture. The Jews adapted the Hebrew to the name of this evil creature, managing to link it with the word Layla, which translated means night. In conclusion, it is said that Ardit Lili was the mother of Lilith, and later in another video we will see more about her. Let's go back to the origin of the legend that presents Lilith as the first woman of Adam. As we mentioned, it is found in the book Genesis, with the phrase, God created man in his own image, in the image of God he created him, male and female he created him. According to the Hebrew myth, God created Lilith from the same dust as Adam, although he also used sediment. This meant that Adam and Lilith never agreed in many situations, because when he wanted to have sex with her, Lilith felt offended by the submissive position that he demanded. She responded, "Why should I be under you?" Adam did not like this and tried to force her to obey, but Lilith pronounced the name of God, rose into the air and left him. In this interpretation, the most punitive thing is that Lilith dares to invoke the true name of God. It means all the Jewish tradition, for considering that the true name of any being contains the characteristics of the named, and therefore, it is possible to know its essence and acquire power over it. To pronounce the name of God becomes, in a supreme audacity, in a much greater act of arrogance. After the abandonment, Lilith went to the shores of the Red Sea, the home of many demons, and gave herself to lust. From her the Lilim were born. Later Adam complained to Jehovah, who sent 3 angels to look for her, and they found her in the Red Sea and ordered her to return, but she refused to do so. When she disobeyed the orders, she was punished with the death of 100 of her children per day. After this event, Lilith appears as a partner of the demon Samel. In the Zohar it is said, the female of Samel is called serpent, woman of prostitution, the end of all flesh and the end of days. Also, while the 3 angels who went after her, she claimed the right over the newborns, and she flies and crosses the world to find children to be punished for the sins of their parents. She smiles at them and kills them. This happens during the waning moon, as the light decreases. Another of Lilith's atrocities is that she appropriates the semen that was not emptied in a decent way, that is to say, the semen of masturbation and erotic dreams, and gets pregnant with it, so she is always giving birth to evil spirits. Finally, the only mention of Lilith in the Bible is found in Isaiah 34 verse 14, which in the Jerusalem Bible is translated as follows, "Wild cats shall meet with hyenas, and one satyr shall call another. There also shall Lilith rest, and therein shall she find rest." As a conclusion, we can say that Lilith could have been dangerous for the world, because with her knowledge and power of Jehovah, Lilith was able to pronounce the hidden name of the Hebrew God. Remember that the true name contains the essence of the individual, and whoever pronounces it becomes the possessor of his will and spirit of the named. That is why Lilith has more power and knowledge than Adam, and that is why she reveals herself. We hope you enjoyed this video about Lilith, one of the most enigmatic female demons of Jewish mythology. Now that you have learned a little more about its history, we invite you to leave us your opinion in the comments. Also, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and give like this video so you do not miss future videos. See you later.